hello everyone, and welcome to part 3. This is the future section. So this is all about the manifestation part, which should be hopefully really fun, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that all with you. So just to do a recap, obviously this is part 3, and then to start off with, we had part 1. So part 1 was all about our past. So unpacking our limiting beliefs, the things that we might have carried with us since childhood. There could be a million different things that block us and stop us from receiving our manifestations. And, you know, for me, I always say that manifestation is a byproduct of self-worth. So if we don't have self-worth on a very deep, intrinsic layer, we aren't going to have one space to call in what we want or be able to call in what we want. And that's the most important thing for me, because, you know, how you feel about yourself, as I always say, is a mirror of the universe, and what you see outwardly, you know, so within, so without, all of that stuff. But also, like, when you are in that deep self-worth, that deep self-love, that deep knowing, you become a magnet to everything. All of the good things that you want will come to you. And it equally works the other way. I'm sure we've had times in our life where we've been through, you know, a rubbish time, and then you're like saying things like, oh, but yeah, well, that, of course that would happen to me because this and this, you know, you're negatively manifesting as well. And that's something to be so mindful of. And I think, you know, you must have heard the saying, our thoughts become things. This is exactly it. Our thoughts become things. So we have to be conscious, we have to be intentional, and we have to be aware. And that's why the whole beginning parts of this, part 1 and 2, were all about self-awareness, because for me, that is like the critical part. And as I said, you know, like, manifestation for me is not surface level. It's so deep. And this is the really important part, because we want it to be sustainable. We want to be able to be the person that we want to be that has all of these things. So that was the most important part that I wanted to get across to you. So as I said, part 1 was all about our past, understanding our blocks, and hopefully we shifted some really deep stuff, or even if it was just a layer. All of the techniques I had in part 1, you can go back to at any time. So whenever you're feeling a little bit of lack, or a little bit, I'd say, icky or sticky, you know, those feelings are a little bit, please go back to what I said in there, and do the rituals again, because it will help. Every time is another layer of something you will release. And then the present was all about identifying our strengths and really utilizing them. And what we've done in that space is, one, created space. So we've now, you know, we shed all the old stuff. We then are so aware of all of the good qualities that we have. That creates like really nice soil now for us to plant our seeds of manifestation and to help them grow now and bloom. And that's what we really want to do, because, as I said, self-awareness is the cause, you know, of self-worth. Because if you're not aware of yourself, you'll never feel worthy, right? So this is what was so important about that. And I really do hope that, you know, in part 2, if you did write that letter, or you at least wrote some points of forgiving yourself and, you know, telling yourself you love yourself. Because as I said yesterday, or whenever you watched it, that we're always listening. So how we feel about ourselves is so important. Like, you would never speak to your friend or someone you love dearly in a way that sometimes you speak about yourself. You know, we're all to blame for that in some form of a way. You know, sometimes we do just accidentally, you know, badmouth ourselves or something like that. And you forget that you are also listening. So it's a really nice thing to, again, set a beautiful foundation of just that deep self-worth, because, you know, when you feel loved and appreciated by you, that gives everyone else permission to love you too. And I think yeah, I know that's quite a deep thing, but it is all interconnected, and we forget that. You know, we're all energy, we're all matter, we're all atoms at some form of a level, and this is how it interconnects. And I'll talk more about that today, because it's so important in manifestation, all of these things. So not only is it a little bit woo-woo, it's also backed up by science, which is why it makes it legit. So anyone that's saying, I don't believe you, science says it. Just saying, okay? It's there, it's backed up, spirit and science. I mean, come on, that's it. You got to take it as a fact, right? So yeah, part 1, all about our past, understanding the blocks. Part 2 was about our present, so being in there now, I am. And we also created awareness around our boundaries, which was, you know, that's fundamental in order to go anywhere in your life, do anything, move forward, you know, whatever it is, you have to be aware. Like, I tell you what, when I became self-aware, it was like a mic drop moment for my whole life. Like, I cannot tell you how much changed, how much shifted, because I was unconscious and I was intentional about my actions. And that is the beautiful space that we are in now, my friends, because now we are in the future part. We are going to call in our manifestations. So on the past two series, the past two sessions, if there was anything there that came up that you want to dive into further, I just want to let you know before we get into this that I do offer one-to-one sessions. I do a 1 day deep dive. I've got 2 containers, one for 3 months, one for 6 months for one-to-one intuition. And I've got, I said intuition, I mean tuition, you know what I mean. And I've got a 6-week program just for women as well called Permission to Shine. And my journal is available. So every program you work with me, whatever it is, if it's my journal even, it's all about this unpacking so we can rebuild ourselves on a foundation of self-worth, self-acceptance, self-knowledge, all of these things. So eventually the end goal is deep self-love, authentic confidence, and true empowerment that leaves you feeling unshakable. Because, you know, life's going to happen. There's going to be ups and downs in our lives that shake us to some degree, but if you have the tools that you know work for you, you will always overcome everything that comes your way. And, you know, as I said before, healing isn't linear, it's circular. So you're going to keep going through things in your life, but the more resilient you become, the easier these problems become. It's easier, yeah, I guess they become easier each time. And then they almost, you know, in 10 years' time, something that probably would have shaken you is just like, I remember when I would have been affected by that. And that's the beauty of healing, because we all deserve to feel that peace of mind every day. And yeah, that's why this is all so important to me and so true to my core and my intrinsic being, because I've done all this work. And I promise you, like, the shift in my whole life has been so beautiful and so worth it. So let's get into our manifestations. Yeah, I'm so excited to do this one today, because I just feel like, you know, the first one was really heavy. The second one was a bit more like, we're getting into it. Now we're really going to up this like really good vibe vibration. So yes, I'm here for it. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get onto the worksheet. So let's bring that up. Okie dokie. So there. The first thing we're going to do with our manifestation, I just want you to remember the I ams that we did in the session 2. So this is going to really help us now. This again is our foundation for what we're going to call in. So I just want us to think about the things that we're good at. If you have them on the sheet next to you or near you, go and grab them and just read them again. Hopefully you've been reciting them to yourself. So I just want you to think about them now. If there's 5, if there's 10, however many of them there are, and just say them out loud to yourself. So, you know, my famous ones that I always say are, I am brave, I am powerful, I am strong, I am enough, I am worthy, I am deserving, I am beautiful, I am powerful, I am abundant. There's a million. I could keep going because I literally am on a roll, but I know that was hard for a lot of people. So just even down to, I'm a really nice person, I'm so kind, I'm so caring, I'm a great parent, I'm a great friend. Whatever it is, that's going to now start us off. So now we're getting into this like quantum field, and we'll talk more about that as we go along. We're going to get into this field of being the vibration of what we want. Okay. So what I want you to do now is you're going to write down what you want to call in. So it could be that you want more money. It could be that you want a new job. It could be that you are single, you're looking for a partner. It could be that you're in a relationship and you don't like your partner, so you want to get rid of them. Anything it is, whatever it is. Now, what I want you to remember is it always has to be for the good of all and for the harm of none, because this is the real beautiful thing about this. We want to be the vibration that we want to come back to us. It's all about this good karma. It's all good energy shifts that we are creating. So please make sure that anything that you're calling in is for the good of all, good of you, but also to the harm of none. That's so important. So yes, whatever it is, just have a moment now to think about it. And I want you to be quite specific as well. So I want you to think about how much money it is you want, and what job it is you want. So if it's you work in HR, for example, and you want a promotion, or you're self-employed and you want to make a new partnership, it could be that you don't know what type of partner you want, but you know what the qualities of the partner that you want has. So, for example, kind, compassionate, caring. That's kind of what I want you to think about. So we're going to try and get as specific as possible because, yeah, the universe energy loves specificity. You know what I mean? So it's about being really clear. It's about being clear for you as well, because obviously that's so important. I feel like a lot of the time with like this surface level manifestation, you know, like when they're saying, just feel good and it'll come to you, that type of energy. It's like, again, you're being wishy-washy. Don't be wishy-washy. Be clear, be certain, be concise. That is all the energy that we want to call into this right now. So get super specific about what it is you want. And under or beside each thing, I want you to write down how it makes you feel to have that thing. So what I mean by that is having 5 grand. Oh, I've got someone coming in late. Hey, so we're part of the way through. So just we're getting through to the sheet. So if you just follow along on here, that this is what we're doing. We're gonna just go off of the worksheet. So we've called in what it is we want. We're writing it down and we're being very specific about what it is that we want. So we are, writing all of these things down. We're then writing how it makes us feel. So for example, having 5 grand, I would be able to go on holiday. I'd be able to pay off some debt. I would be able to go for some nice meals, buy some new clothes. Now, how does that make you feel? Having that money makes me feel really stress-free. Having that money makes me feel excited to live my life, and it makes me feel so much joy. I feel so excited for what it is that I'm going to have. You know, how does it feel to maybe be on holiday with that money that you've earned or you've received? How does it feel? Because again, we are only thinking about what we want and how it feels. The middle how bit is what's going to happen naturally. Okay, so don't stress about that part. Stress about the feeling. And when I mean stress, I mean like think about that. Like, well, how does it feel to get that promotion? Do you feel valued? Do you feel worthy? Do you know what? For the first time in my life, I feel like I'm really taken seriously, and I'm really proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself because I'm so worthy of this job role. Like, I just feel so much worthiness. I feel so much pride in myself. I'm so deserving of this. Like, these are the feelings we want to amplify. And then a partner, you know, like do you feel just so loved and seen and appreciated? You know, and this could be for an existing partner that you have and you just want to amplify those feelings, or you know, maybe your partner isn't affectionate and that's something that you want. You can even connect to that. So just feeling the love of your partner, you know, all of these things, like feeling loved, you know, feeling how it feels to hug someone, and like, you know, all of those things. These are how it feels. You feel safe, you feel seen, you feel heard, you feel understood. We're connecting really deeply into those feelings because we're attaching ourselves to that feeling. Now, I spoke loosely about like the quantum element of this. Now, this is why it's backed up by science. So if anyone has seen the film Interstellar, or if you haven't, that's a great example of how the quantum universe, quantum realms are seen. Basically, how this matches up with manifestation is you would not want this thing if a version of you in any of the quantum realms did not have it. Now, I know that's a bit of a mind-blown moment, and some of you might not agree with me, but there's plenty of films that show this. Even I think the multiverse film with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, there's all different layers, and basically it says that there is a version of you in every universe, and one of them has the thing that you want, or multiple of them do. And it's just like this reality lives in another timeline, different space, and we could get really into it, really crazy, and go off on a tangent. But basically, the reason you want this thing is because you already have it. So we're connecting to that feeling of already having it, and that's what we're amplifying. So that is really the why we're connecting to the feeling, because we are energy. And like atoms attract like atoms. Again, like vibration attracts like vibration. It's the same thing. We are becoming an energetic and a vibrational match to the thing that we want. Like magnets, we attract and we bring it in and we draw it in. So it's all about the feeling. This is what's so important. This is the how. The how is you have to feel like you have that thing, like you are the person that has that thing. You're worthy and deserving of it. So to amplify this, I'm now going to take you for a visualization, and you can listen to this as many times as you want, but I just want to get really into that, and we're going to amplify this so much. So I want you to close your eyes if you can, if it's safe to do so, and we're just going to take some breaths. So take some really intentional breaths. I want you to feel from the pit of your stomach all the way to the top of your head, and I want you to take a really deep breath in for 4. You're going to hold for 4 and then breathe out for 4. I'm going to do that cycle with you. We're going in, 2, 3, 4. You're going to hold at the top, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Again, in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4. Now going back to your normal breath, I want you to imagine that you are walking down this corridor and it's all white lights around you, and it's like a tunnel almost. And then when you come out the other side of the tunnel, there's going to be a door that you're going to open and you're going to step through. In front of you is this thing that you want, whatever it is. You've stepped into the reality of the version of yourself that has the things you want. And we are tapping into that feeling. So if it's a partner, how do they smell? What's the material of their clothes? How does it feel to be in their arms? How does it taste? Maybe they've got lip gloss on or lip balm, you know, that kind of feeling. If it's a job, you're walking into that job, you've got your favorite suit on, you feel like a boss, you feel empowered, you feel amazing. You hear someone say your name under the role of manager, CEO, HR, head, lead, whatever it is. You hear someone say that name and you hear it loud, and it gets louder and louder. You feel your hand shake someone else's hand, and you feel them and you see them say, well done, you deserve this. It's these feelings of excitement that are coming in. It's that money that you've just got in your bank account and you've pressed send to the holiday that you want. It's you packing your bag, ready to go on holiday. It's you stepping off that plane, feeling the warm air hit your face and the excitement of holiday kick over you. It's like when you jump into the pool and you feel the water splash, but it's so hot on holiday that you don't care. It's amazing. Your body's soaking wet and you're cold, but when you get out of the pool, you'll dry off so quickly because you're so warm. It's these feelings we're tapping into, and just have a moment to really be in it and just take some deep breaths in and just hold and savor those moments. Let's try 4 rounds of that. We're just going to breathe in this moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, feel it, and breathe out. 2, 3, 4. And again, we're breathing it in deeply, feeling it with every cell of our body. In, 2, 3, 4. We're going to hold, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do one more, breathing it in. Really breathe it in with every fiber of your being. Breathe it in. Hold it, feel it with every part of you. It should feel amazing. It should feel warm and beautiful. And then breathe it out. If you haven't already, blink your eyes open. Now that feeling, I want you to tap into as many times as you can throughout the day, even if it means just looking back on your sheet that whatever you writ down, and every time you look at it, you associate this really feel good feeling with that. That's going to amplify these manifestations so much more so. You have now said to the universe, this is what it feels like to have what I want. The universe is going to catch up to you. And the more you amplify this feeling, the quicker it's going to come in. And hopefully, you know, I'd love to hear on the back of this what comes in for you on this. So we have just done one part. So we're going to now dive into the next part. So we are now going into using our affirmations. So again, we're just enhancing the self-worth, the manifestations just come in naturally without us even having to worry about them. So we're going back to the I am. So when you originally wrote down, I am a good friend, I am kind, you know, all of these things that you are, we're now going to add to them, and we're going to add in the things we want to be. So for example, if the version of you that has your manifestation is really strong, that's going to go in there. If the version of you that has that manifestation is brave, you're going to add that in. If the version of you that has that manifestation is so confident, you're going to add that in. And what's going to happen is we're creating layers, and we're creating a vibrational match again to the words, to the feelings, to the sounds. And because we know already that we are our strengths, that we are backing our manifestations with the knowing that we are that thing. So just now on your own, take a minute and read them all together. So just read out all the things that you are and you want to be in one breath. Don't even, I mean, obviously breathe in between. I'm not saying hold your breath. What I'm saying is read it all together and know it and feel it, because this is what's happening. We are now becoming the version of ourselves that has the things that we want, right? In whatever manner. You can want multiple things. Like there is no rule for, you know, you can only have 5. That doesn't exist. There's like no number attachment to this. You can go back and forth with this a million times you want, but we are just being the vibrational match to it. Now, on this as well, on the worksheet, I've added things like, I'm so lucky, everything works out for me. Again, add this to the I am mantra list, you know, and you can take some of them out, you know, like if some of them you feel like, do you know what, I definitely know I'm a good friend, I don't need to repeat that every day. You can take that out and replace it with something else. But again, whilst you're in the frame of knowing what you are, then you call in these things at the same time, because it's the same energetic match. We know we are these things. Money loves me. I know money loves me because I'm a great person. I'm an incredible person. I know I am. And that's why money loves me. I'm so lucky. Everything works out for me because I'm so kind. I'm so brave. I'm so strong. Money loves me, and it's creating these things. Now, you may think there is an element of delusion to this. And I guess in a way, if you don't feel like you already are that, that's why it feels delusional. But your brain does not know the difference between what is real and what isn't. So we have two parts of our brain that are working at the same time, our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. And what we're doing is we are now matching the conscious mind to the subconscious mind, and they are working together like this, interconnected. And that's creating this amplification of all of these energetic things that we're saying and feeling. And this is the most important part. It is about the feeling. So we could just say randomly, I'm strong, I'm brave. Yeah. But do you feel that? Not really, right? So if you're like, I'm brave, I'm so brave, I'm so strong. And you have to tap into that. And that's why we start with the things that we already are. Now, this is just my way of doing it. There'll be 1,000 million ways other to do it, but this is what works for me. And that's why I'm sharing it with you, because I think we all want to know how it will work for us. And it'll be trial and error, and it'll be a build up. So, you know, for example, if you are someone that's, you know, been through a really difficult time, and that first part that we did on part 1, you found really shifted a lot. Great, we can start. If you feel like it didn't quite shift enough, maybe you need to go back and do that again. And this is the beauty about this free series, is that you can go back to each part as many times as you want and really just connect with what feels right for you in your body, because this is the beauty about life, you know, like, again, this energetic match. We'll always find the right thing when we're meant to hear it or see it. and it will just resonate differently at different times. You know, I had feedback from one participant that said, you know, that they did the first part and they felt something tingle over their body, and they'd never felt that before, even though they'd done something like that similar a million times before. So it's just, it will meet you at the right moment. And I think that's the beautiful thing, is knowing that you are exactly where you're supposed to be at the right time. And I know that's hard to hear, because sometimes we've been through really difficult things and hard things that stop us in our tracks and make us feel lack or worse. But when you understand that that was meant to happen to shape you into the version that you are now, everything starts to make sense. And maybe you were meant to go through that hard stuff to then have to unlearn it in the end, or to use it as ammunition to fly forward into the path that you want. And I think that's the most beautiful part of all of this. So, yeah, what we're going to go into now, just briefly, I'm going to touch upon the other things that I use and how I use them. So scripting for me is quite new, but I've managed to up my manifestation game so much from scripting. And it is a bit like writing a story about yourself, but you always write it in the present moment. So again, what we writ at the beginning from the worksheet, you know, what it is we want, and how it make you feel to have it, that is where we are now going off on a tangent about it. We are creating a whole story. We're romanticizing it so we can amplify these feelings and really be in it. And that's the most beautiful thing about scripting, is like, you can write pages and pages, you know, and it doesn't have to be every day. It could be when you feel like it. If you want to really up the amplification, do it every day if it feels right and you have the time to. Equally, voice noting yourself. Now, this might seem a bit crazy. Both of these will probably seem a bit crazy. In fact, all of it probably seems a bit crazy, but you know why it's crazy? Because it works. Okay. Yeah, we're not about playing small. We're not about playing small in this world, right? For me, anyway, my universe, I'm like, go big or go home. Like, I didn't come here just to be small. I came here to take up space, and you deserve to too. So voice noting yourself, again, present tense of having the thing that is you want, and you are just going to say how it feels. I'm so grateful that I have this money just flowing into me. Like, I literally have so much money coming in from so many multiple streams that I do not know where I'm going to put the money, but I do know where I'm going to put the money. Obviously, I know where I'm going to put the money. I'm going to enjoy the money. I'm going to invest the money. Like, this money feels so great. I feel so in line with everything I want. I can do whatever I want with this money, you know? This is how it feels, you know? The promotion is amazing. It gave me so much freedom to do the things I want in my spare time. When I turn up to work, my team is incredible. I love them. You know, they're great. I literally have the great work-life balance. It's amazing. My life is great. You know, you're saying these kinds of things. Even my partner makes me feel so special. I'm literally living my fairy tale. Like, it's all of these things that we're tapping into. And again, it can be anything you want. It could be so specific. And please get as specific as possible. How does it feel to have that very thing, that pair of shoes? Maybe you've always wanted that pair of shoes and it comes into your reality somehow. How does it feel when you wear those shoes? You know, do you feel like an absolute queen or king when you have those shoes on, and you feel like you're strutting through life, and, you know, maybe everyone around you saying, oh my God, your shoes are amazing. You look great. I always get compliments on my shoes because they are incredible. You know, it's this energy is what we want to get behind and amplify 1,000,000%. So that is our scripting, our voice noting ourselves. Then, now this one is probably the most woo-woo. I'm fully aware of it. But again, we're up in this ante, you know, we're getting deeper into the calling in. You're going to pretend to call your friend. Now, don't actually do that. Like, that probably, that the universe is going to be like, okay, she's lost the plot. Actually pick your phone up and talk in your ear, and imagine yourself having a conversation, talking to your friend, telling them about what it is that you have and how incredible your life is, and do it as many times as you want to. Obviously, there becomes a fine line between wanting something from a needy perspective, and that's why we have to embody the feeling. So that's why doing the I am mantras, connecting that energetic like match to then call in and do these other things, is going to embody what we want so much deeper. And again, on this, well, with the voice note thing, I'll just repeat this quickly, is that you can listen to that voice note over and over again before you go to bed, when you get up in the morning, when you're doing your chores or whatever it is, the mundane, keep listening to it. So I'd always say, like, maybe after you've got off of this, watching this episode and you're on a high vibration, then record your voice note and then listen to it back a couple of times and see how it makes you feel, because instantly you should feel that buzz and that energetic lift, and that's what we want for you. But what I would say, which is really critical here, is that the universe will listen to what you're saying and feel it with your vibration, your energetic match. But what you have to do in the meantime is start to act as the person that has those things. For example, if you want to have a job, you know, a new job, a promotion, whatever it is, you have to be taking the actions towards the thing. Now, you know, if there's not a job available for you right at the moment, what I mean by that is you have to show it up as your best self. How does the version of you that has that promotion show up? Are they always on time? Are they always given 100%? You know, and again, remember our boundaries, like we're not pushing anything too far. We're always aligning in the right way. So, you know, you're not crossing boundaries, you're not people pleasing, you're not doing any of that stuff. You are just aligning with the match of what it is that you want and who you're going to be. So that's really important for us, is to just get to that point where we are aligning with the vibration of what it is that we want, and who it is that has it. You know, it's you are the thing, you are the person, but it's the best version of you, you know. And this is, you know, the game of self-worth, this game of self-awareness, is that we know our strengths, we're utilizing them, we're amplifying them, and as a result of all of these things, you are just going to get better and better as a person, as a human being, at your job, at whatever it is that you are included in this thing. Everything around you is just going to improve. Like, you know, and what I would say as well is, if you are unsure of any of these things, give it a go for like a week, 2 weeks, a month, and just test yourself. Just test yourself and see, you know what, I'm going to do that voice note thing and listen to it every day for a month, as well as, you know, just reciting my I am mantras. You can do that anytime. And again, it's being intentional. So find the time, you know, like for you, if you are busy all the time, doing a voice note while you're driving, easy, you know, pretend to call your friend while you're driving, easy, you know. We're finding the little gaps to make it work. The I am mantras, you know, once you've memorized them all, they'll keep cycling round. And I said last time, you know, in the last session, that that part, you know, the I am mantras, the affirmations, single-handedly reprogrammed my whole subconscious mind. You know, I was a person that lived in lack due to trauma, due to life experiences, due to habit. So this is really what we're doing, is we are creating healthy habits and a new narrative. This is us taking the pen of our lives and rewriting it the way that we want it to feel and be, you know. We deserve to have everything we want. And, you know, for some crazy reason, and I say it's crazy, you know, like society doesn't want us to know these things, to have all these things, because we are less easy to control and all this stuff, which I could go into, but I won't, you know. So the most important thing is you are becoming, one, a vibrational match and things you want, but two, the best version of yourself. And almost a circle, you are becoming now the center of your universe. And what we've done in this course on how to receive your manifestation is we have made the space for the manifestations to come in. We started to dismantle our limiting beliefs to make space for all of it. We created boundaries. So again, we've got space around ourselves. We've amplified our self-worth by gaining self-awareness on such a deep level. Now our manifestations have space to bloom. And you, every day or whenever you can, you know, reciting your I am mantras, you know, doing your scripting, doing your voice noting to yourself, visualizing, all of these things are helping your manifestations to bloom. The flowers are blooming, like you are becoming that bright sunshine. So all of these things can grow so beautifully and amazingly, and you just deserve it. I'm sorry, but there's no reality here where you do not win. There is no reality where you do not get the thing that you want and you deserve. That doesn't exist anymore. That old version of you that didn't have what you wanted, that is gone. You got rid of them. They're not here anymore. The version of you now is your highest vibrational self. And you are going to remain this version of yourself for your entirety. And that is because it is based on your self-worth and knowing. So even when you have a bad day, even when you have a sad day or a low vibrational day, you will always be that strong, intelligent, good friend, kind person. You will always be those things. So that's how you always manifest, because you are always that. You are always your highest vibrational person. And we have emotions, they're meant to be felt. I said this before, you know, our emotions are like seasons, you know, like winter, spring, summer, autumn. You know, we're going to feel up and down throughout the year, like the healing cycles. It's all like this. But when you know at the core of your being that you are worthy of everything, you are always going to have it. You're always going to end up exactly where you're supposed to be. And you so deserve to be there. So, yeah, I just want you to know that, you know, no matter what happens in life and wherever you go, that you are worthy and you are deserving and you will have it all. And these videos are almost like a bite-sized chunk of what it is that I offer as a mentor and a coach. And as I said, I have a journal that also has all of these things we've covered in there in so much more detail. And all of my programs, you know, my one-to-one sessions, my online programs, everything I do, the journal comes with it. So, you know, you will always get a journal with everything that you do. So please know that, yeah, no matter what, you're going to have the thing. You are going to have all the things, you know, forever and ever. You know, whatever it is you want, you are worthy, you are deserving, you are enough. And yeah, you're so worthy of your dreams and so much more. So I just want you to remember that more than anything. So to recap again, we understood our past and we understood our blocks and we dismantled them, at least some of them, some layers. We got to know ourselves on a deep level of the I am, and we utilized our strengths and we created that bed, that foundation, and then we sowed the seeds for our future, and we understood our manifestations, and then we visualized them. We enhanced them by our I am mantras, and we learned some other ways to call in the things we want. So yes, I hope that was helpful. And I hope that now you are able to receive your manifestations, at least to some extent. And you can even start with something small, you know. It could be that every week you get free coffee. And now every week you're going to start to get free coffee. You will become, you know, the version of yourself that has it all. You have to be consistent. Yeah. You know, you can't just do this on a one-off occasion, forget about it, and then hope it comes in. It doesn't really work like that. You know, it's like anything you want. If you wanted to be a runner and run a marathon, you couldn't just get up one day and run a marathon. Every day you'd have to jog a little bit, right? You'd have to stretch, you'd have to take baths, you'd have to take a sports massage. It's like we are, you know, the end goal is the marathon. Every day we run a little bit further. And that's like what it means to do these tools, just a little bit every day. Even 2 minutes, you can set a timer on your phone, find that time in the day, find it for you because you deserve it. Because, you know, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So we have to step into that light, step forward, you know, give yourself the permission to shine and to be everything you want to be and more. If you need anything from me, please come and find me, social media, online, you know, www.charisebizram.com is my website, and I'm at Charise_Bizram on all social platforms. So I'd love to connect with you. Please, in the comments, tell me 1, what you thought about the program, and 2, what manifestations came in, and 3, if you need any help with anything else. You are brave, you are strong, you are powerful, you are enough, and you are worthy of your dreams a million times over. You are the only you there is, and that is your superpower. Lots of love and light always.